You've been searching everywhere, through books, through people, through pain, trying to find what's missing. But what if I told you the secret you've been chasing was never out there? It was the force that's been silently guiding you all along. Today, you'll discover the secret that unites everything in you. There comes a moment in everyone's life when you pause, look around, and wonder, who am I really? You wear so many masks, play so many roles, fight so many silent battles, that somewhere along the way you forget what's real. You begin to believe you're the name, the face, the story you tell others. But beneath all of it, beyond the chaos and confusion, there's something eternal within you, the secret unity, the pulse of life itself, and it's waiting to be remembered. You see, the mind is a trickster. It divides, it labels, it separates you from the wholeness you were born with. It says, this is good, that is bad, this is me, that is them, this is success, that is failure. And through this endless game of separation, you begin to live as fragments, never realizing you're already whole. But once you understand the secret, that there is no real separation between your thoughts, emotions, and the universe around you, your entire being begins to shift. You stop chasing connection and become connection itself. The truth is simple. You were never broken. The universe never made a mistake with you. You were only asleep to your own power, dreaming that you were separate from the divine rhythm that breathes through all things. Every joy, every sorrow, every person you've met, they were all threads in the same tapestry, woven together by the unseen intelligence that moves galaxies and grows trees. The secret that unites everything in you is the realization that you were never apart from it. You were it all along. Think about it. When you're lost in music, when you feel deeply connected to someone, when you stand before a sunset and forget your name, what's really happening? For a moment, you disappear. The boundaries between you and the experience fade away. There's no observer and observed. There's only life flowing through life. That is unity. That is truth. And that is who you are beneath every illusion. Not a person separate from the world, but the world experiencing itself through you. But we were conditioned to forget. From childhood, you were told to be someone. You were taught to compete, compare, achieve. And in that endless race, you began to feel disconnected. You started believing that peace, love, or purpose were things you had to find. You searched for them in people, in possessions, in validation. Yet, the harder you searched, the emptier you felt, because you can't find what was never lost. The secret is this: the peace you're looking for is not something to achieve, it's something to remember. You are not the waves crashing in chaos. You are the ocean that holds them all. You are not the thoughts that rise and fall. You are the awareness that watches them pass. You are not the temporary emotions that visit your heart. You are the stillness beneath them. Once you see this, everything in you begins to unite: the light and the dark, the joy and the pain, the past and the present. You begin to see that every moment, no matter how chaotic, was necessary to bring you to this realization. The beauty of this secret is that it doesn't ask you to change who you are. It asks you to see who you truly are. When you stop resisting what is, you stop fighting life itself. You start flowing, and in that flow, something magical happens. The noise quiets down, and you begin to feel an unexplainable peace, a peace that isn't dependent on outcomes, validation, or control. It's the peace that comes when you realize you and life are not two separate forces. You are the same song played in different notes. The secret that unites everything in you is the awareness that you are both the dream and the dreamer. Every experience, no matter how painful, was never working against you. It was guiding you back to yourself. Your heartbreaks were not punishments. They were awakening. Your failures were not rejection. They were redirection. Every single thing that ever happened was part of the same cosmic dance, reminding you of your wholeness. Look at the stars tonight. Do you see how effortlessly they shine? Not one of them competes with another. Each burns with its own brilliance, yet together they form constellations. That's you and your life. Every version of you, the child, the dreamer, the broken one, the healed one, all of them are stars within the same galaxy. You don't need to erase any part of yourself to become whole. You simply need to embrace that they've always been one. You were never divided. Only your mind made you believe so. Your soul was never at war with itself. It was simply waiting for your awareness to return home. The secret that unites everything in you is not a concept to understand. It's an experience to live. It's in the way you breathe, the way you love, the way you forgive, and the way you rise after falling. When you begin to live from this unity, life stops being a struggle and becomes a dance. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start seeing, this is happening through me. The fear of losing control disappears because you realize there was never anything to control. Life has always been unfolding perfectly, even the parts that didn't make sense. The tears, the laughter, the silence, they were all notes in the same divine melody. You are the river and the current that carries it. You are the sky and the clouds that move within it. You are not the separate drop. You are the entire ocean pretending to be one. And when you awaken to this truth, your energy changes. People feel it. Your presence begins to calm storms, not because you've learned to control them, but because you've learned to be still within them. That's real power, not the power to change everything outside, but the strength to remain one within. So how do you live this truth? You start by becoming aware. Watch your thoughts, but don't judge them. Feel your emotions, but don't drown in them. Allow everything to be as it is. Because resistance creates separation, but acceptance brings unity. Every breath is a reminder of your connection to life, the inhale receiving from the universe, the exhale giving back to it. You've always been in this sacred exchange, whether you knew it or not. Stop chasing what you already are. The love you seek, it's your own essence reflected back through others. The peace you long for, it's the silence already within you. The purpose you crave, it's not something you have to find. It's something you become when you stop trying to be anything else. You are the universe learning to recognize itself in human form. Every storm that ever hit you was only clearing the fog around your truth. Every doubt you ever felt was life's way of bringing you closer to clarity. You were never going in circles. You were spiraling inward toward the center of your being. And when you finally touch that center, you'll realize that everything you fought against was part of you all along. The fear, the joy, the silence, the sound, all threads of one divine fabric. The secret that unites everything in you is acceptance, radical, unconditional acceptance of all that you are and all that is. When you stop dividing life into this or that, good or bad, me or them, you begin to live in wholeness. You start to see yourself in others and others in yourself. You stop living from fear and begin living from love, not the sentimental kind, but the cosmic love that holds galaxies together. And that's when you finally understand there was never anything missing. You were the seeker and the sought, the question and the answer, the journey and the destination. The secret was not something to be found. It was the recognition that you were never apart from the truth. You were the truth, hiding behind the illusion of being separate. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't see a person trying to become something more. See the entire universe, disguised as you, remembering itself. Breathe in that awareness. Feel it move through your veins. That taps not just air, that taps life saying, I am here and I am you. Because once you realize that, everything unites the past and the present, the soul and the body, the divine and the human. And you finally see it. There was never a secret to begin with. There was only you, the whole universe, looking back through your eyes, waiting to remember what it has always been. The moment you stop searching outside yourself, a strange silence begins to grow inside you, a silence that feels like home. You realize that every answer you begged the world to give was already whispering in your soul. The books, the gurus, the endless pursuits were only mirrors, reflecting what was already known within. You were never chasing truth. You were circling around it, waiting for the noise to die down. Every question you asked was a path leading you back to your own heart. When you finally rest in that awareness, life stops being a puzzle and becomes a poem. You begin to see that your desires were never wrong, They were simply misunderstood. You wanted to feel complete, but you were chasing it in fragments. The outer world can only echo what you hold inside. Peace does not arrive when you find something new. It arrives when you realize nothing was missing. The universe is not hiding its answers from you. It is living them through you. You were never broken, no matter how many times you believed otherwise. The cracks you tried to hide were the very places where the light entered you. Every wound carved wisdom into your being, shaping you into the masterpiece you now are. Society told you to fix yourself, but the truth was you were never less than whole. You were simply discovering the beauty of your own unfolding. The pain, the failure, the tears, they were the tools of awakening. Like a sculptor removing stone, life was revealing what was always hidden inside. When you stop calling your scars mistakes, you begin to see their divine purpose. The strength you admire in others was born from their brokenness too. Nothing in you needs repair. It only needs recognition. When you finally see your pain as sacred, healing becomes effortless. Wholeness was never lost. It was simply waiting to be seen. The mind divides everything it touches. It says, this is good, that is bad. And in doing so, it blinds you to the unity beneath it all. But awareness, that quiet watcher behind every thought, never divides. It simply observes, allowing life to unfold as it is. When you stop labeling your experiences, you begin to feel their rhythm. You see that sorrow and joy dance to the same song. The world stops being a battlefield and becomes a mirror. Nothing is against you. Everything is trying to show you something. Peace arrives not by silencing the noise, but by listening without judgment. When you step beyond right and wrong, only clarity remains. Awareness doesn't choose sides. It embraces the whole. In that embrace, your heart softens, your breath deepens, and you finally understand what freedom feels like. Every joy and every pain you've ever known are sacred threads in one divine pattern. You may not have seen it before, but nothing was random. Every heartbreak was a teacher, every victory a reminder. The universe doesn't waste a single moment of your journey. Even the silence between your struggles was speaking in symbols. You are not a collection of events. You are the story being written through them. When you look back, you'll see how perfectly the pieces fit together. What once felt like chaos now reveals its harmony. Life was never punishing you. It was preparing you. The dark nights carved depth into your soul so light could have room to shine. Trust that every experience has been shaping your evolution. When you accept the full picture, gratitude replaces regret. You see that everything, even the pain, was love in disguise. The universe doesn't exist around you. It exists as you. You are not standing in the world. The world is flowing through your awareness. Every sound you hear, every sight you see is consciousness meeting itself. The trees breathe because you do. The stars shine because you notice. There is no line dividing the observer and the observed. You are both the sky and the one gazing at it. When you touch the truth of this unity, loneliness dissolves like mist in sunlight. You begin to move with the rhythm of existence, effortlessly, gracefully. The heart expands until there is no me and you, only we. You realize that you are not a visitor in this universe. You are its very heartbeat. Every moment you live, the cosmos experiences itself through you. In that realization, everything becomes sacred again. True power is not found in control, but in surrender. Control is born from fear. Surrender is born from trust. You were never meant to command the ocean, only to move with its tides. When you release the need to predict every outcome, you begin to taste real freedom. The greatest strength is the ability to let go and still believe. Life doesn't punish surrender. It rewards it with peace. Every time you release what you can't change, you create space for miracles to arrive. The river doesn't resist the rocks. It flows around them, shaping the path naturally. That is how your soul was meant to live. You were never here to dominate life, but to dance with it. The moment you surrender, you align with the current of creation. Power is not about force, it's about flow, and that flow has always been guiding you. When you stop resisting what is, you stop fighting life itself. Resistance builds walls around your heart, but acceptance opens the gates of peace. Every time you argue with reality, you lose energy to illusions. But when you let go and say yes to the present, life begins to move easily through you. The storms you feared become cleansing rains. The moments you once cursed turn into blessings in disguise. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. It means you trust that even this too has meaning. You cannot control the waves, but you can learn to surf them. Every act of surrender is an act of power disguised as softness. The heart that accepts becomes untouchable, for it flows with life, not against it. The beauty of existence is revealed only to those who stop resisting it. You are both the dream and the dreamer, playing every role on the stage of your own awakening. Every face you've loved or lost was a reflection of yourself in another form. The universe uses these mirrors to help you see who you are. Every experience was not a mistake, but a message. The joy taught you expansion. The pain taught you depth. Together, they brought you back to awareness. You have been asleep in your own dream, believing you were separate from your creation. But the moment you awaken, you see the perfection of it all. You forgive, you release, you smile, because now you understand. You realize you were never a victim, only an explorer of your own consciousness. Every chapter was written by your higher self, perfectly timed and profoundly meaningful. You were never lost. You were dreaming of finding yourself. Wholeness is not achieved by escaping your darkness, but by embracing it. Your shadows are not enemies. They are wounded parts of you asking for light. You cannot reach enlightenment by denying half your soul. You must hold your fear, anger, and doubt with compassion. When you stop running from what you feel, healing begins. Every emotion has a story to tell if you listen without shame. The light that ignores the dark is incomplete. True wholeness is not about perfection. It's about integration. You are both the storm and the calm that follows. The fire within you burns brighter when it learns to love even its ashes. In embracing your darkness, you reclaim your strength. That is the secret. The light you seek has always been hiding in your shadow. The secret that unites everything in you is this: you and the universe were never two. Every thought, every breath, every heartbeat is part of the same divine rhythm. The stars do not shine apart from you. They shine as you. The air that fills your lungs has touched galaxies. You are not living in creation. You are creation unfolding. Separation was an illusion, woven by the mind, but truth has always been unity. Once you awaken to that, every moment feels sacred. You begin to live with awe, not because life changed, but because you finally saw it clearly. The secret is not a mystery to solve. It's an awareness to embody everything that ever was and will be is already within you. The search ends where you begin, and that's where wholeness truly lives.